All right, welcome back, everybody, to the Camper Report Show. And my guest this morning is Larry Peter, Regional Vice President of Southern Operations for Campers in RV. And Larry, I was intrigued with your recent involvement with NASCAR. We know many campers are NASCAR fans. We know there's always a lot of RVs at the racetracks. Tell us a little bit about your involvement. And I understand you're the man heading up the program, and tell our fans what you're doing at NASCAR.
Yeah, good morning, Bob. Thanks for having us. Yeah, look, NASCAR's fun. And NASCAR is RVing. It's as simple as, you tailgate at a football game for 3 or 4 hours. You tailgate at a NASCAR race for 4 or 5 days. So how do you do that? You do that in an RV. So yeah, NASCAR has been a blessing to us. We're happy to be a part of it now. The synergy just match well, with our core values here of teamwork and continuous improvement. It matches well to NASCAR as a whole. It matches well to the individual teams and the team owners. Anybody knows anything about NASCAR, you can't win a race without a pit stop. That's teamwork at its finest. So anybody knows anything about selling RVs or running RV dealerships know that it takes a village.
That is a great point, Larry, because I'm an avid NASCAR fan. I wrote several articles years ago when I was writing for RV News magazine, and people say, what about NASCAR? They just run around the track and that's it. And I said, if you were to study the business of NASCAR, and if you were to study the engagement of the team, nobody goes across that finish line without an incredible team behind you. Same as a sales rep on the lot selling a motorhome for a NASCAR fan going to the tracks. It's the people behind them. It's the team. And that's what I loved most about it, was the accomplishment of the team toward a common goal. And whether that's an RV dealership or NASCAR, you're right. Those two are as closely aligned as any business principles we have.
Yeah, it very much resonates. There's a lot of parallels to our business and how NASCAR runs. There's an old adage that the fastest car never wins a race. And it's the most efficient car that wins the race. And that's not just pit stops, but that's fuel strategy. There's a whole testing, practice. There's all kind of things that go into it. It's no different than our RV matchmakers on a sales floor, right? If they rush through the process, they generally don't get to the end result that everybody's looking for.
Yep.
If they slow down and actually take their time and be efficient, we find a happy win-win for both us and the client.
Explain a little bit more about the matchmaker concept, because I've known the Campers In family and the Hirsch family almost 50 years now. I understand what a matchmaker is, but for those people watching the show, our consumer fans, explain why the RV matchmaker is an important title at Campers In.
Yeah, so we don't look at our people as being salespeople. We're trying to bring you into a lifestyle that obviously our clients are very interested in, whether it's family rooted or sports rooted. We have a lot of clients that travel with their kids through college or travel sports, whether it's travel hockey, travel baseball. Our matchmakers are there to align your wants and needs with a product that would fit those wants and needs inside your budget. That's why we call them matchmakers. We're gather information. We want to sit down and understand the process that you're going through in your mind as a consumer. How many people are you going to sleep? What's an average camping trip look like to you? If you're a first-time camper, what are your dreams and aspirations when it comes to the RV lifestyle? Where are you going to go? Right? Are you going out west? Are you going into Canada? We want to identify all that information and then allow us as professionals to make a very educated decision using that data on what vehicles would fit your wants and needs. Obviously, we're very conscious of people's budgets. That's the biggest part of this. We surely don't want people to be camper poor. And also, as you've known through the years, these stores have gotten bigger and bigger and bigger. And it's kind of hard when you go out there and there's 200-300 RVs to try to walk through and remember which one you like, which one you don't like, which part of it you liked or didn't like, right? So we try to get all the information we can through the interview process and in the very beginning. That way we minimize and become efficient outside. Like down here in Florida, it's hot. Nobody wants me on a blacktop for 2 hours just wandering around, aimlessly looking for something that, somebody aesthetically likes. So that's why we call matchmakers. They're not salespeople. They're not car sales guys in the end. Not that I'm knocking on car sales guys, but it's just a different process, and we want the process to be enjoyable. You're here because you want to. The RV adage is nobody walks through our front door because their lease is up, right? So people are trying to come into the lifestyle, whether it's with their family, their kids, their pets, and we want to make sure that we put them in a comfortable position leaving our store in the right RV for them.
Well, it's a great philosophy because there is a lot to learn about RVs, especially when you look over the COVID period where half of our buyers were first-time buyers. And we know from historical purposes that many of these people bought the wrong RV, whether it was because they didn't have the right one on the lot or because they didn't understand RVing, and then they get out there to do it. So the pre-qualification is really critical, and a lot of people, they don't do it. They don't sit them down and have that conversation before, for all the reasons that you said. There's all of these units out there, and when I do seminars and I explain to people, we're very fortunate in the RV industry that we have everything from a pop-up to a $2.5 million, $3 million conversion bus. But within each of the product categories, we have an entry-level product, we have a mid-range product, we have a luxury product. So when you lay that out on the matrix, it's insane to think that some consumer is going to be able to understand every block on that chart. But by having the conversation, you narrow it down, and you have a much better chance of having a very satisfied customer right out the gate that becomes a customer for life.
Agreed. And that's honestly, it's the exact same scenario playing out in NASCAR right now, right? We've sold and been able to do business in NASCAR with the very high-end luxury lines, all the way down to the fold-down pop-up lines. Every demographic, every segment, every price point can be covered through NASCAR. And that's what's been exciting to us is to be able to go on this journey with them. Not just on the top of the line. We're not just talking about the driver owner lot. We're talking about the campground inside the tracks.
Right.
If you've never been to the infield of Talladega or Daytona, it's just as wild as a Kentucky Derby, if not more, since it's 5 days long. To everybody camping outside of the tracks, Loudon up there in New Hampshire. The hills are filled with campers. You go to Pocono, the Pocono Mountains are filled with campers on NASCAR weekends. And that's our people. And those people, even though they've camped and understand it, there's always new innovation and new technology coming into the RV space. And our matchmakers, we're very proud of the training that they do, both at the manufacturer level and at the store level, to make sure we keep our clients up to date on those new innovation that comes out every year, it feels like.
Larry, talk about your engagement at all three levels. I know everybody at Campers Inn was cheering a couple of Saturdays ago when Ben Rhodes drove the Campers Inn RV truck right into victory lane. But talk about the trucks, the Xfinity and the Cup Series, and how deeply involved you are.
Yeah, so that was a special moment. To see that orange and white truck pull into victory lane there in Charlotte was a glorious day for us. Look, we really got into the NASCAR market due to service. We had an opportunity to provide service for a team owner in a last minute kind of situation they were in where they needed to get somewhere in a hurry, and we were able to provide what I call 5-star service and get them moving again, and it opened some doors for us. So at this point now we're covered in all three series, starting at the top with Kevin Harvick Inc. and Colleague Racing in the Cup Series, down to the Xfinity Series with Colleague Racing, and then through Thor Sport, through the Truck Series. So that encompasses about 7 drivers at this point. We've had some pretty good meetings already this year. We're going to have some exciting news for 24 and 25 going forward. Kevin Harvick has been a huge brand ambassador from us from day one. That was really the first PSA deal that we got involved in, was with Kevin Harvick. What a great brand ambassador he's been.
Absolutely.
A champion of the sport, one of the biggest names in the sport, and one of the best people you'll ever sit down and have a conversation with. So we're sad to see him retire, but happy for him. We are involved on the karting level, and now the Legends car with his son Keelan. If any of the race fans been following Keelan Harvick, he's won everything you can win at 9, 10, and 11, including all his races over in Italy. He was in Italy most of last year racing as a 10, 11-year-old, winning in the kart series in Italy. So it's always fun to see campers in stuff in Italy.
I'll say.
And now he's back, in the stateside here. I believe he still has some more stuff running in Italy this year as well, but it won't be long for Keelan's in an ARCA car, and we'll be along for the ride with Keelan as well. They're just great brand ambassadors. We really enjoy taking clients and employees to the track, letting them meet and have some time with the drivers, and try to get them to understand the sport a little bit more. Because yes, Bob, you're right. It's not just a bunch of guys going as fast as they can, turning left.
Well, we talked about it earlier, but the brand loyalty, and I'm sure that was part of the decision.
Absolutely.
It's absolutely incredible. We can watch football, we can watch baseball, and you might know the player and you might know of their capabilities. But the way that NASCAR ties brand loyalty and the drivers and the way the fans adapt to it. Talk about that a little, because I'm sure it came into the decision-making process for Campers Inn.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, it's no surprise. NASCAR has the highest ROI of any professional sport in the United States. People are, NASCAR fans are rabid. I often tell a joke of when I was a young man driving past Lowe's to get to Home Depot because my driver raced for Home Depot. There's people that only drink Coke because of a certain driver. There's people that only drink Pepsi because of a certain driver. DeWalt Tools is another big one, right? There was a tool war forever in NASCAR. So, yeah, I mean, one of the biggest things is NASCAR fans are very, very brand loyal and specific. So for us, it's really a no-brainer. And obviously seeing that Campers Inn truck pull into Victory Lane in Charlotte was a great moment for us as a company. Jeff and Ben were very proud at that moment, but it really parlayed into our work on Monday as well. It's great to get feedback from clients saying, hey, we love seeing your truck in Victory Lane. We'll see you on Monday for our new RV. So NASCAR, when I started watching as a little kid, Bob, used to be, win on Sunday, buy on Monday.
Buy on Monday, right.
Big three. So we're trying to parlay that into, win on Friday, Saturday, or Sunday now that we got them all cleared.
Buy on Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday.
Yeah, buy all week.
You can do that. All right. Our guest this morning is Larry Peter, Regional VP of Southern Operations for Campers Inn RV, and talking to us a little about the relationship between Campers Inn RV and NASCAR, which we love to see on TV. Any closing statements for our fans? A little bit about Campers Inn, about your operations, or if you want to make that announcement for 2024, Larry, today, I'll be happy to have you do it on the show.
Well, there's certain things you just have to tease. We'll have to come back and have that be on here again, Bob, when all that comes out. But yeah, look, I mean, in the end, we're 38 rooftops strong and growing. It's a wonderful time to be in the RV business. We are going through the, what we call the COVID shakedown, which is, all the people that settled for RVs through in the COVID, now they're kind of figuring out what they like and don't like. So this is like the great trade-in period where people are trying to get back to the floor plan they like. So, we always wish that business was better, but life is good. We're happy with the RV business right now. It's really helped us in the NASCAR space, and service has really been what's driving this. Our ability to provide timely 5-star service to our clients really allowed us to get into NASCAR.
Yep. Well, I'm one of the older guys in the industry, and I had the pleasure of watching Campers Inn grow from their very first operation in Acton, Mass, when I lived in Stowe, Mass, and couldn't spell RV, never mind make a living at it. And Art and Fran at that one single location. And remember when Jeff talked Art into letting them go up to Nashua and open it up, and look at what Jeff and Ben and the entire team, because just as your NASCAR relationship, if you don't have that team behind you, you're not going to get the victory lane. And pleasure having you on the show this morning, Larry. Let's stay in touch, and we will catch up to you down the road.
Sounds good, Bob. Thanks for the time.